I just first want to say it's definitely a very emotional moment for me. I know we're far from being done of um, handling what we need to handle on the legal side, but today is definitely a big day, and I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for you know letting the
Adversity can
truth be
define a
heard.
person. How a person stands up to hardship and keeps pushing when times are tough. Deshaun Watson has faced adversity throughout his life, both growing up and over the last few years during his time off the football field. This video is going to be a deep dive into the life, career, and allegations against Deshaun Watson so that we can all better understand the man who has drawn both applause and ire from the sports community and football fans alike. But before we get started, go ahead and like and share this video. And if you want to show support, subscribe to the channel and you'll get more sports entertainment and pop culture videos. Now let's get started. Deshaun Watson was born on September 14th, 1995 in Gainesville, Georgia, where he was raised by his mom, Deanne, with a family of 4 kids. Deanne always had her hands full but took it in stride and was considered by her family to be a hard worker. In 2006, when Watson was 11, Atlanta Falcons running back Warrick Dunn donated a home to Watson's family through Dunn's charity, Homes for the Holidays, in partnership with the Habitat for Humanity. In 2017, Deshaun would return the favor by donating his first NFL game check of approximately $27,000 to 3 NRG Stadium cafeteria employees who had been affected by Hurricane Harvey. With Deanne taking care of the Watson kids and a full house, it was inevitable that sports and football would be a big part of Deshaun's life. Deshaun would go on to say, having an older brother to look up to and just seeing him play football was something that motivated him. The next step for Deshaun was the Gainesville High School football program, known for its success on the field. Deshaun got his chance to be a leader as soon as he stepped through the door, and as a quarterback on the team, Deshaun never played a down on the JV squad. In Deshaun's freshman season, he threw for over 2,000 passing yards and 17 touchdowns, leading Gainesville to a 10-2 record his first season. Success was enough to gain him national attention from schools, which he handled like a pro. After graduating and going to play at Clemson under Debo Swinney, Deshaun Watson will lead his team to a 33-5 record in 38 college games, including back-to-back 14-1 seasons and a national championship in 2016. While a student athlete at Clemson, Deshaun recognized how fleeting being a starting quarterback could be, saying once upon a time, quote, I had to control myself and my emotions and make sure I wasn't changing and getting a big head. And I knew that I could have all this and it could go away just like that, end quote. Those words would go on to haunt Deshaun, who now faces 22 civil lawsuits stemming from allegations that he sexually abused and assaulted a number of massage specialists who he hired in the years leading up to 2021. It all began when Watson was drafted to the Houston Texans in 2017. After having a productive rookie season cut short by injury, Watson guided the Texans to consecutive division titles in 2018 and 2019 and led the league in passing yards in 2020. Following the 2020 season, Watson requested a trade by the Texans after becoming disgruntled with the changes in the front offices and coaching staff. The Texans were not willing to negotiate with other teams regarding trade offers, leading to a standoff with Watson that went on throughout the early months of 2021. On March 16, 2021, a Houston massage therapist filed a civil lawsuit delivered by attorney Tony Busby against Watson, claiming that Watson had touched her with the tip of his erect penis while asking her for sex during a visit to her home for treatment in March 2020. Watson vehemently denied Busby's claim, stating that, quote, I have never treated any woman with anything other than the utmost respect, end quote. Busby said in an Instagram post he was filing suit against Watson for alleged misconduct against women, but offered minimal details at the time. Watson would go on to call Busby, who lost a self-funded bid for mayor, a, quote, publicity-seeking plaintiff's lawyer, end quote. To defend himself, Watson hired high-profile Houston attorney Rusty Hardin, who had previously represented running back Adrian Peterson in his 2014 child abuse case, and pitcher Roger Clemens for allegations of steroid use in baseball. Within days of his Instagram announcement, Busby filed 14 civil lawsuits against Watson, and Lisa Friel, the NFL Special Counsel for Investigations, sent a letter to Busby asking for his client's cooperation in the league investigation. In a statement released on March 23, 2021, Watson's lawyer alleged that Busby was impeding efforts to investigate the accusations by not releasing names of accusers to Watson's legal team, which at this point was defending the quarterback against 16 civil lawsuits. Hardin, Watson's lawyer, also claimed his office had identified at least one plaintiff and accused her of previously attempting to blackmail Watson. Brian Burney, Watson's marketing manager, said in a declaration distributed by Hardin's office that he spoke with this woman in January of 2021 and she asked to be paid $30,000 for her indefinite silence. Burney alleges the woman said her encounter with Watson was consensual but claimed, quote, it was a matter that both she and Deshaun would wish to keep secret and that she would need to be paid for her silence, end quote. Burney denies ever paying the woman. On March 29, 2021, 3 more lawsuits were filed, bringing the total to 19. A complaint attached to these lawsuits alleged Watson was deleting Instagram messages and calling his previous massage specialist to settle. Watson's lawyers denied this claim in a statement alleging that, like a lot of people, Watson regularly deletes his Instagram messages and had not deleted any since the day before the first lawsuit was filed. He also denied ever reaching out to the accusers to offer them money for their silence. As the number of lawsuits accusing Watson of sexual assault and misconduct increased to 21, Hardin's office released statements from 18 massage therapists who say the accusations are inconsistent with their experiences. Deshaun's lawyer said his office had received, quote, dozens of unsolicited phone calls, letters, emails, and text messages, end quote, from professional massage therapists who have worked with Watson, saying they never felt uncomfortable or that he demanded anything outside the scope of a professional massage. On April 5th, Busby filed the newest complaint against Watson, bringing the total to 22. Later that month, Nike and other companies sponsoring Watson would cut ties with the quarterback, citing his alleged misconduct as the reason for terminating his contracts. One common thread among the lawsuits, aside from the pattern in the woman's accounts, is that Watson largely contacted the plaintiffs via a social media platform. Search warrants were reportedly issued for access to all platforms owned by Facebook, including Instagram, Cash App, and Snapchat. On April 16th, Watson's lawyers filed their response to the 22 civilian lawsuits, denying all allegations and specifically attacking the credibility of 16 plaintiffs. Later in April, during a pre-draft broadcast, Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, would speak out for the first time, affirming that the league was taking the allegations against Watson seriously and conducting their own internal investigation into possible misconduct. On June 26, 2021, a day after Watson reported to training camp with the Houston Texans, 10 of the 22 women filing a civil suit against Deshaun filed a criminal police report with the Houston Police Department to bring formal criminal charges against Watson. According to a statement from the NFL at the time, even with both criminal and civil cases pending, there were no restrictions on Deshaun's ability to play football with the Texans. Deshaun would, however, never take the field during the 2021 season. In early March 2022, after a Harris County grand jury was presented with all the evidence and had the opportunity to hear from all witnesses, grand jurors declined to indict Deshaun Watson. Grand jury proceedings are secret by law, so no information related to the inquiry will ever be disclosed by the court. But it is alleged that Watson asserted his Fifth Amendment rights and declined to answer questions for the more than 5 hours the grand jury hearing was held. On March 18, 2022, in the days following the non-indictment, Watson was traded by the Texans to the Cleveland Browns after Deshaun waived the no-trade clause in his contract. Watson still faces 22 active civil suits accusing him of sexual assault and sexual misconduct. The allegations the quarterback faces are graphic, ranging from exposing himself without consent to forcing women into sexual acts. One of the lawsuits stated that his, quote, behavior is part of a disturbing pattern of preying on vulnerable women, end quote. According to another filing, Watson told one plaintiff, quote, I make a lot of massage therapists uncomfortable, and it's really hard for me to find someone who will meet my needs, end quote. Women in multiple lawsuits also said the quarterback made veiled threats. One plaintiff detailed in her lawsuit that she felt threatened when he said, I know you have a career and a reputation, and I know you would hate for someone to mess with yours, just like I don't want anyone messing with mine. In the 22 active civil complaints against Watson, all plaintiffs want action for damages that range from conscious physical and mental pain and suffering and anguish to reasonable and necessary medical, counseling, psychiatric, therapeutic, and related expenses. They also want, quote, exemplary damages to deter such conduct going forward and to make an example of this defendant, end quote. Legal analysts argue that in cases of sexual misconduct, survivors often prefer civil lawsuits over criminal complaints for a number of reasons beyond financial reparations, which are a normal part of the justice system for any crime. As the percentage of sex crimes that are prosecuted versus committed is minimal, the criminal justice system is seen as ill-equipped to deal with sexual violence, and investigations can often re-traumatize survivors. Those who believe the lawsuits are a cash grab allege that the Texans, angered by Watson refusing to honor the 4-year, $156 million contract he signed, orchestrated a cabal of women to file lawsuits against the disgruntled quarterback to ruin his good name. The Texans' owners and leadership have denied those claims. According to sources, there continues to be no direct evidence of collusion or coordination or communication between the Texans and the plaintiff's lawyer Busby prior to the filing of lawsuits against Watson. Watson's lawyers have stated that talks between the plaintiff's side and the defense have broken down, and the 22 pending civil cases are expected to go to trial. In the meantime, Deshaun is set to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, who are expected to be contenders for the 2022 NFL season Super Bowl championship. This concludes the story of Deshaun Watson. Whatever the verdict, please be sure to leave your own thoughts and comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video. And until next time, this is Black Rhetoric. I'm out.